Hey guys, how's it going? It's Craig. I'm out in the garage and today we've got a package from China. Let's take a look. Okay, so I've got a box from China. This one had a VAT of £3.09 to pay, and then Parcel Force kindly charged me an extra £12 on top of that, and I had to drive all the way to Newport, which is about 45 minutes away, to pick it up. So total charge on there was £15.09 just for the import on that. So if you are buying large items from China, then be aware that you may get an import charge on it as well, which is fair enough, but just a bit of a nightmare when you've budgeted for something. So I'm going to open this up now and have a look. Quite excited. I obviously know what it is, and I've been waiting about a month for it, so I've been patiently waiting for it. So what I want to do is open it up, get everything sorted, and then I'm going to do the install tomorrow. Let's take a look. Okay, so we're out in the car. It's time to get on with the install. I can't delay it any further. Not massively looking forward to taking all these panels off and things. The install of the electronics I'm fine with, it's just all the panels. I don't want anything snapping and rattling after it's been done, but I've watched a couple of videos on how to take them apart. Okay, just for reference, this is the media center I've got at the moment, so no CD player or anything on here. I don't have any front heated windscreen. I've got the standard buttons along here and then the standard ones over here. There's no sat nav or reversing camera on this. I've got the media options with Bluetooth and DAB radio and aux in, and I've got the standard features of the Land Rover, so I can get into the eco data, how you're driving, what's using your electricity and your power from your battery and your fuel while you're driving. Also things like the 4x4 info. So I've got all that, not massive amount of information on here. I've got the settings, I've got the mobile phone connective setup, so I can use my mobile phone while I'm driving. So some of these features I'm going to continue to use, and then other ones I'm going to be using the new features of the new system. Fingers crossed, keep watching. I'm going to try and film as much of it as I can. Yeah, let's give it a go. See you in a bit. Okay, so this is where it gets totally different to any videos I've seen before. Normally the systems that you see on YouTube videos are a lot chunkier than this, with a lot more connectors. I'm assuming because this is just a display and I don't have all the other components on the car. And wait for a reply from China. I may need another unit from China because I don't know whether this one's compatible or not. Right, thanks for watching guys, we'll catch up soon. Okay, so since the previous part of this video, it's been about 3 weeks. The guys from AliExpress in China didn't want to know about the faults and the issues I had with the system. Despite me sending them the photos of the car and the install, they sold me the wrong unit. So if you're buying one of these, make sure you're buying the right setup. So there's a 2010 to 2016 model. That was the one that I had previous. You've got to take the back of the system off, swap the boards over, install it, happy days. Then there's a 2016 on model, which is for the Harman system. I thought my car being a 66 plate was going to be a 2016, but it's not, it's a 2017. Apparently you can tell that by the photos that I sent them, and they didn't really look at them obviously, and they sent me the wrong one. So now I've managed to sell my previous version. Sold it to a guy on the Range Rover Facebook group. He paid pretty much just under what I paid for it, so I sold it for, he got a bit of a deal. He didn't have to wait for ages, he didn't have to pay import tax or anything else, so he's got that pretty good. And fair play to him, he's kept me updated all the way through as well. He showed me it installed and it looks lovely, so pretty good. It didn't fit my car. Then literally as I sold that one, I bought another one from the Netherlands. So a guy from the Netherlands contacted me. He'd bought a system, bought the wrong one, bought it off a guy in Germany who had built a custom wiring harness. This thing just goes into absolute minefields when you're trying to get to the right system. So this custom harness I think was to go into a system that already had GPS and everything else running. Mine didn't, so I've taken that back to the basics, spoken to the guys from MerryWay. MerryWay are in China. They're the company that produced the original system, which I've got now, rather than the bootleg version or the clone version that a lot of AliExpress are selling. They've been great. They've been really helpful, telling me exactly which harness to buy or which pieces I don't need. So I bought a new GPS off of Amazon, and I've taken away some of the wires that I'm not going to need. Other than that, I think we're ready to install. So this install on this MerryWay version is a lot more intense. So I'm going to have to take the dashboard off. I've not screwed it back in, so that's just going to unclip. I've got to take the central console out where the gear stick and everything is. That's going to be a bit of a nightmare. And then the last piece of the install is to take the seat out, because 2 of the modules are underneath the seat that I've got to plug into. So it's going to be more taking my car apart, which I don't really want to do when I just bought a new car, but hopefully it'll be worth it by the end of this video when I have an Android system up and running. Keep watching, catch you in a bit. Okay, so this is our new harness. As you can see, this one is the one that's going to go into the Harman unit. And it's got a pressure rocker switch on there, a rocker lock on there. So I'm guessing the original's got the same to hold it in place. Then the original plugs into this, so it feeds through and it keeps the original factory fittings in there as well. Then I've got to somehow find a way of feeding all of this through here, then up through the dashboard, up to our replacement unit once we fitted that. That lifts up, so that's quite easy. I might come in straight over the top there, through there, and it fits through there. Yeah, fits through there. Right, so this connector, I need to squeeze and lift down. That pops out. Okay, so that's out the way. That one is going to connect into this. And clips in, so that's clipped in. Hopefully you can see all this on camera. So that is clipped into there now. And then I've got to get this one into the Harman unit. Okay, so I don't know whether you can see, it took a little while to get this connected in. It's pushed all the way in, it's connected. The other one is connected through there. So all our wiring is in. And then I've thread it underneath here. And then up through the dashboard up to there. Okay, so I'm glad that's done. That was a bit of a nightmare to get sorted, but it's installed and it's done now. The next thing to do is connect all the units up with the wires from the back of here. So only one of these actually goes into the back of the new head unit, which is the white one. The rest of them are connectors for auxiliaries, so for your rear and front camera. I haven't got any yet, but I'm going to be buying some soon. There's a USB cable as well, which I'll run into the glove box. This connector goes to the back where the buttons connect. Then you've got a microphone as well, which we can run somewhere. So if we take phone calls on this system, then it'll use this microphone. If you take a phone call on the old system, it'll use the old microphone. So the next thing to do is take this back off and test it. I don't want to take all of this unit apart in case something goes wrong, it's not working. So I'm going to take this back off. This is unscrewed anyway, so I just need to pop that back off from the other week. There's two cables on the back of here, one for the switches and one for the screen. They go into the back of here and into this harness, and when we can power up and test it. So keep watching. Okay, we've already got Android coming up on here, so it's got power. Wow, that looks huge already. Up and running, up and running. Let's turn the car on. We've got audio.
Hello. Dominic Brothers joke of the week is still to come. Oh,
so
yes,
he's in. Right.
Corker. Yeah, absolute corker. Yeah, I'm very pleased with it actually. Great. It'll be funny.
Amazing.
And Judge
So
Rinder was on our
let's have a look at this so far.
Week.
Turn the radio down. So, okay, so we're plugged in. We're going to need to run that cable through, which is a bit of a pain. So we're going to have to start taking this apart in a bit. But I wanted to make sure it's up and running first of all. Yeah, look at that. Look how crisp and clear that screen is. Hopefully you can pick that up on the camera without too much glare. In real life there isn't much glare on there, but I can see it's picking some up on the camera. So I'm not going to go into great detail on an overview of this at the moment, but I think you can get into the original car settings. That's the one I want to check. Okay, so there's our original functionality from the car. You can go into media, got Spotify, YouTube, everything in there. It's in a different language at the moment, so this is because I bought it from the guy from the Netherlands, isn't it? Okay, so everything seems to be up and running. We can swipe through the Android system. I can go into the Android apps. Everything's in Dutch or German at the moment, but that's because that's where I bought it from. I can obviously change that and go back to the settings and change the language and things on this. Telephone system, there's a Galaxy S10 paired with it, with Android. So we can pair new systems on here as well. Yeah, so far I'm pretty pleased. I'm chuffed that it's up and running. It's been a long time coming to get this sorted. So what I want to do now is build it all back together, get the cables run everywhere. I'm going to have to put some elements into the glove box and run the GPS somewhere up towards the dashboard if I can. The microphone I'm not really sure what to do with. I might run that to the back of the dashboard as well, just so I can get it hidden away. Yeah, let's have a look. I got to change the language as well because it's in. I think it's either in German at the moment, so I need to change that language across as well. So the Android is in an English format that I can understand. Other than that, everything's looking good. Let's rebuild. Okay, so I've got the cables all in nice and neat, everything's sorted now. The only thing I want to do is run the USB and the GPS down into the glove box, and the only way I can see, you might just be able to see down there, a bit of light. I got my mobile phone set down there as a torch, and that's the only way I can see it getting into the glove box. So I've made a long wire type cable tie, hopefully you can see that. Just going to thread down. If I can get it all the way through that hole, I'm going to tie the USB onto the end of it and pull it all the way through. So give me luck on that, because that's going to be a nightmare. Okay, so it's been about 24 hours since I installed it. Just getting used to the system now, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I've installed Spotify on there, the latest version, and I've downloaded a load of my playlists so they're on there for offline mode. So that means I can listen to those without having my hotspot connected to it, which is pretty cool. Waze is working on my hotspot or on the GPS module, and I'm pretty surprised with that, because the GPS module I've left just behind the head unit. I didn't run it up to the corner or anything else, but I haven't got the heated front windscreen, which some people say there's a bit of like a barrier to the GPS. So at the moment I'm getting good GPS signal. If I get to a more remote place, I'll have to test it there. I'm not sure what the signal's going to be, but in a built-up environment it's pretty good so far. Everything else is running really nice. I've got one tiny issue, and that's when you try and run a video or audio from the music or video players on the system. They're linked from the media settings on the main panel, and every time I launch music or a video from there, there's 2 videos already launched onto the system and a MP3 of some song that's on there already. It plays for a couple of seconds, the audio or the video, and then all of a sudden the source changes to Bluetooth, or it'll change to AM radio, which is really random. So whenever you're using the Android system, you've got to set your default system into the aux mode to play the audio through it, and then for some reason only on those 2 apps it plays into some other, it changes the source, which is really strange. So to get around that, I've installed VLC. So VLC is, if you don't know, it is a great media player. So any local videos or music I can listen to through that anyway. So I don't really need those other apps anyway. I've got Spotify, as I said. I've got YouTube up and running, which is great. I've got tons of things running on there so far, so it's looking really good. I want to do some testing and playing around with it to see if I can make the look and feel of it a little bit different. I don't want to go too far and start rooting it and changing the OS on there, but I might put a loader on there like Nova Launcher or something similar, just to see if I can get the functionality and the look and feel how I want it to look. And yeah, other than that, it's great. It's such a massive improvement to the standard system I had in there. The screen size is so much bigger. The screen size is that center bit in the middle, and then obviously the buttons on the outside. But because this is full screen, it's beautiful. It really does look really nice. So yeah, really chuffed with it. Glad we got there in the end. Bit of a nightmare with those 2 systems. So anyone that is watching this through, if you do have a Harman system, make sure you're buying the right system. If you do have a 2010, I think it is, to 2016 model, make sure you're buying the system that you can swap the back end of it out and install that way. Thank you to the guys from MerryWay. If you're watching this video and you haven't bought a system yet, I highly recommend speaking to them first of all. I know they sell on AliExpress and other places like that, so they will be able to speak to you and get you a link on which system is right for you, so you haven't got to go through the hassle that I've gone through. Okay, so this is a bit of an overview video rather than an install video, so if you do have any questions about how to install it and I can answer them, please put them down in the comments down below. Give this video a like, and obviously if you're new to the channel and you like gadgets, retro gaming for repairs, and me playing on the motorbike every now and then subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you soon.